How deep should you fish for night fishing in summer to catch fish? Find the answer by following the fish's schedule. As soon as summer arrives, sitting by the river at night, with the croaking of frogs and chirping of cicadas in your ears, the sky full of stars above your head, a pot of crayfish and a jug of wine with your buddies beside you, casting your fishing rod and waiting for the float to bob. Only those who've experienced it know that joy. But a question arises on such hot days: how deep should you fish at night to be reliable? Sometimes you set up a great bait nest, yet the float stays completely still, making everyone wonder if the fish have all clocked off work. In fact, fish also have a schedule, and the stories beneath the water are more fascinating than you might imagine. When it comes to depth, don't guess blindly when night fishing in summer. After 20 years of casting rods, I've seen too many anglers be stubborn, insisting on sticking to shallow waters and struggling, only to end up covered in mosquito bites with not a single fish bite. Experience tells me that 3 to 5 meters is the golden depth for summer nights. One July, I went night fishing with Tom. At first, he insisted on a grass hole, saying, "Shallow water has oxygen, so there must be plenty of fish." I chose a 4-meter deep depression nearby. Before it even got dark, he called me over to help with the landing net. I'd caught 3 big crucian carp and 2 large bream, while he only went home with a belly full of frustration. Why? The water temperature in shallow layers is high, making the fish feel like they're in a sauna, with no energy to forage. In deeper areas, the water temperature is stable, and fish sink to escape the heat. No matter how well you set up your bait nest, the fish won't come. It's all a waste of effort. When it comes to timing, fishing also follows a clock-in work schedule. From 2 to 6 a.m. and 6 to 8 p.m., these are the periods when fish bite most actively. I really admire my angler friend Tom. He can stay up all night for summer night fishing, yet only gets catches during these 2 time slots. At other times, he's either playing on his phone or peeling sunflower seeds. Tom says fish, like us, have a routine. It's too hot during the day, they just finish feeding before 8 p.m., and by the early morning, they're hungry again. That's when they're most likely to bite. You might see many people eager to cast their rods as soon as it gets dark, often waiting half a day for a bite. The real golden hour is actually in the early morning. Once, I caught 4 big carp in a row at 3 a.m., almost overjoyed, while the anglers beside me were all dozing off. Let's talk about aquatic plants. Don't assume grass holes are fish nests. In fact, the edges of aquatic plants are better than grass holes in summer. Last July, I went night fishing at a large reservoir with a friend. He insisted on fishing in a grass hole, only to get his hook stuck in the grass, and I had to help him untangle it. I chose the edge of the grass, in water about 3 meters deep. I threw some wine-soaked rice into the nest, and soon the float started knotting crucian carp and carp took turns biting. The reason? In summer, the water temperature in grass holes is even higher, with insufficient oxygen, making fish feel stuffy. The edges of grass have smooth water flow and abundant food, so fish love to swim and forage there. Fishing at the edge of aquatic plants is better than fishing in grass holes. The outer area of aquatic plants is the real treasure trove. Don't underestimate the importance of temperature and oxygen. Fish, like humans, don't want to move when it's hot, especially larger fish. With their greater weight and lower oxygen consumption rate, they prefer to rest in deep water. For a while, I kept an eye on the water temperature gauge, which showed 29 degrees, and found that the densest fish bites occurred in the 3.5 to 4+ meter water layer. There were occasional small disturbing the nest in the surface layer, while larger fish lurked in the deeper layers. After fishing for a long time, you'll notice that the bigger the fish, the lazier they are, the hotter it gets, the deeper they dive. The 3 to 5 meter deep water area with moderate temperature and sufficient oxygen is the resting room for big fish. After saying all this, how to fish reliably? 1. When casting at night, prioritize fishing spots 3 to 5 meters deep. The clearer the water, the deeper you should go. If the water is murky, you can go slightly shallower. 2. Don't be in a hurry. The golden periods are the first hour after sunset in the evening and 2 to 6 a.m. Set up your bait nest in advance and wait for fish to swim into it. Don't stubbornly stick around when there are no bites. 3. Fishing at the edge of aquatic plants works better than fishing in grass holes, especially in waters with dense grass and stagnant water. Choosing the outer edge of grass is more likely to encounter big fish. 4. Pay attention to temperature and oxygen. Keep an eye on the water temperature. If it's above 30 degrees near your fishing spot, the fish won't be active. Don't overdo the bait in the nest, it's better to replenish small amounts frequently. 5. Don't forget to prepare a strong light and mosquito repellent. Safety comes first in night fishing. Don't focus solely on fish bites and ignore your own comfort and safety. In the end, for summer night fishing, you can only catch more fish if you fish deep enough, accurately, and skillfully. The fish's schedule and environmental changes are hints from nature. We need to think carefully about them. Don't be rigid. Use your brain and try more. Don't fear failure. Only by fishing more and practicing more can you master the skills and become the most impressive angler by the water. Author profile: I'm a self-media blogger who loves fishing and is good at sharing. Follow me, and we'll exchange fishing tips and discuss every detail of wild fishing. Give a like, save, and follow to never miss the next update.